Hey guys, I ran into Bob Kudla at the Waldorf Astoria, and one thing that I wanted to ask him for iAllegedly Live is if you had a new investor, if you had somebody that was just getting started, what would you tell them if they wanted to get started with just $1,000, Bob? What would you recommend somebody do?
Yeah, so $1,000 you can't do a whole lot with, but what I would suggest you do is there's a couple small cap uranium miners that actually are in the United States. I would split between both of them, and then I would go ahead and just sit back for the next year and a half and watch it grow probably 3 to 5 times.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so one is a uranium vanadium mine up in Montana, and another one's out of Utah, and it's uranium is going to be protected by the United States government. So the price of uranium is going up. These companies are protected, and the government's going to be buying their output. And we're going to definitely see. And it's one of my biggest pieces of my portfolio, uranium. And these are two small caps,
Okay,
so they're under $10 each.
great.
And so you'd be able to just go ahead and buy. I would split between both of them, sit it in there, and don't overthink it. Just let it sit for 12 to 18 months.
One thing that you believe, that you've told me and that people don't want to hear, okay, is that to get wealthy, it's slow and slow. It takes time. It's not something you just throw money in and then all of a sudden you're going to wake up the next morning, it's going to be up 1,000%. People need to understand that it takes time. But the one thing that I've always liked about you is if somebody has a larger portfolio, the thing that you can do is you can protect that. You can make it so that they're not going to lose money and that they're not going to be wasting money and doing bad trades and being in sectors that, damn, this sector's not good this time of the year. And that's the one thing I always get a kick out of it with you is you tell me, which energy sectors are good. We talk about utilities, we talk about all this stuff, but I find it fascinating that with your trends and with everything that you're seeing, that there's a way to predict this. And
Yeah.
with your knowledge, I really think that that's awesome.
Yeah, look, it's no secret. You don't have to be a trade genius to know this, but they're building hundreds of nuclear power plants and they need fuel. And it's economically insensitive. So it doesn't matter if uranium goes up 100% or 200% or 300%. It's nothing compared to the expense they did building the plant.
Mm-hmm.
And you're talking 20 years worth of fuel in one of these purchases. So it's going to be, they don't care what the market does right now. So if the stock market crashes, doesn't matter. They got to buy uranium.
And people need to turn the power on.
Turn the power on.
So it's
And
fascinating.
right, and they're rapidly trying to divest themselves away from like being stuck like Europe is with Russia. Look, India's in this kind of trouble. China has this kind of problem. Japan has this kind of problem. England's going with all
Sri
new.
Lanka just had that
Sri Lanka.
disaster. That it's
Yeah.
crazy. We don't hear about Sri Lanka right now. We know that they were dark at one point,
Right.
a month or so ago. So and again, you run Trade Genius, which is it's a service that helps people with investing. Can you tell people a little bit about that?
Yeah, so what we've done is we've built a couple of really powerful algorithms that we look at. We look at levels, we look at momentum, but we also have background and databases on probabilities, on liquidity. So we kind of know where the hockey puck's going from a macro standpoint, and then we let our systems tell us what is the best time to enter into sectors, and then once you enter into a sector, what's the best levels to enter into individual stocks. So that's how we do it. And so, we're away from 90% of the garbage stocks. We don't really care about those YOLOs. You only live once kind of trades. We want to be in something that's going to grind for 12 to 18 months. I was telling you, excuse me, I talk all day. we Uranium's going to be is a long cycle right now. Certain shippers are in long cycles
But
right
you
now.
also see utilities too as I think that's good with
Yep.
with dividends and things like
Yeah,
that.
so as soon as the Fed stops raising interest rates, you can load the boat on long bonds and utilities, and you don't care about the stock market. In 2008, we doubled our money. The market went down in half. We doubled our money because the long bond doubled. I mean, you always say, oh, you don't stress. Well, if you know where the hockey puck's going, you never want to fight the market. You don't want to outthink the market. You don't want to outsmart the market. You want to trade with the market.
You were in mergers and acquisitions. You worked with Fortune 500 companies. You've had Trade Genius for 8 years now, and I always love talking to you because you always set me straight on wow, this is crazy. It is crazy, Dan, but if you do the right things, you don't have to worry about it. So take a look at Trade Genius too, guys, and thanks for doing this little segment for me too. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to iAllegedly Live, guys, and take a look at Trade Genius. I'll make sure that the link is below for you guys so you can get some more information on that as well.